Hello, everybody. This is Angie the Coder, and today we're going to do two scenarios that we would see in the ED, and these are actually based off some crazy crap that happened to me in the last 7 days. Seriously, in the last week, I have fallen down a flight of stairs and fallen out of my bed.
Well, I'm off to buy imaginary groceries.
Okay, everybody. Well, I don't know about you, but I had fun watching Stewie fall down the stairs. Isn't that mean? But it's funny. And I have a suspicion that if we had videoed me falling down the stairs, it would have been even more funny. I don't know. It's bad. It's bad that I think people falling down is funny. All right, so let's go ahead and code Mr. Stewie out. So scenario 1 is Stewie is a 2-year-old male who presents after falling down a flight of stairs. He has a 2-centimeter laceration of the scalp and a contusion on his left hip. Lidocaine was injected into the scalp for numbing and a simple laceration repair was done. The ED physician's documentation supports a level 3 visit. Now, this is just a synopsis, a little scenario, a snippet from the actual ED visit. We're going to assume the ED visit documentation has a lot more there because as it reads on the screen, this is not a 99283. So I just gave away one of the answers. So let's try to code him. So there's the documentation again in case you need to take a look at it. And what we come up with, let's first code that ED visit. It's been given to you pretty much. It's a level 3. One of these days I'll do a video and we will do a bunch of EM leveling if you guys are interested in that. I have quite a bit of experience with leveling EMs, but for the sake of keeping this brief for YouTube, I decided not to do any leveling on this one. So the level is 99283 with a 25 modifier, and the 25 modifier is to indicate that the ED visit is separately identifiable from the laceration repair that we're about to code. So because it was the scalp, and because it was only 2 centimeters, and because it was a simple laceration repair, we would code that laceration repair this way. And we mentioned the fact that the lidocaine was injected into the scalp to numb. Some people might say, well, Angie, why can't you bill the 96372 for injecting the lidocaine? And it's because that is bundled into the 12001. You do not get to bill administration of local anesthetic by the physician who did the repair. So that's in some of that CCI stuff that I told you guys about. It's also just, as you learn to code, these are things that you're taught in your coding. So that's scenario number 1. So now we're going to go to scenario number 2, which also is not exactly what happened to me, but I like this video, so we used it.
And please keep a close eye on him. Remember what happened last time.
Stewie, get down before you hurt yourself. Shut up! You're not my mother! Good God, are you all right? Fine, why do you ask?
Okay, so that was kind of fun to watch too. And if you really want to know what happened to me, and when I fell out of bed, what happened was our dogs sleep in the same room with us, and at about 4 o'clock in the morning, they woke us up fighting. They were just going at it, fighting with each other. I don't know what got into them. And I jumped up kind of startled, half asleep, and I jumped up to separate them, fell over one of them, tripped over one of them, hit my chin and my shoulder on my nightstand on the way down. So let's go ahead and code me. So scenario 2 is about me, and I wasn't as seriously injured as I pretend to be in the note, but here we go. Angie is a 49-year-old female who presents after falling. I actually fell twice, according to this note. Apparently, I would not make a good doctor because my documentation is horrible. But I fell out of bed and I hit my chin and my shoulder on my nightstand on the way down. Now y'all see why I don't want to do the ICD-10 coding for this stuff. Maybe another day. This video would be really long if I was trying to do all the ICD-10 coding for this. But I had not really, but in this case scenario, I have a 2 centimeter laceration of the chin. I did get cut on the chin, but It wasn't that bad. And an abrasion to the left knee. Yes, this is also true. And a 4 centimeter laceration of my left arm. Not true. And a dislocated left shoulder. Well, it kind of felt like that, but it wasn't truly dislocated. So let's see what the good old doctor did to me. All right, so I'm complaining of shoulder pain, a 7 on a scale of 10, because I'm a wuss. And they start a normal saline infusion to KVO, which means keep vein open. And then they do an IV push of Zofran, and a few minutes later, they do an IV push of Dilaudid. And at that point, I'm feeling no pain. Next, they use Dermabond to repair the chin laceration. And then they inject lidocaine into my arm, and they do a simple laceration repair of the arm. Next, they give me a little Versed, because I'm not feeling loose enough, apparently. They give me a little Versed, and they decide to go ahead and use manipulation to coax my shoulder joint back into place with a little gentle traction. So that's a closed reduction of a dislocated shoulder. So I'm going to let you guys take a look at that note a little bit there, because I don't know. I might have put it on the next slide. Maybe. We're about to find out. So let's see. Oh, and also the Idi physician's documentation supports a level 3 Idi visit. All right, so let's get going on this one. Well, there's the scenario again in case you guys need to re-review it, and we'll start coding it. Take a deep breath, because this one has a couple more CPT codes on it. Let's go ahead and start with the Idi Visit. And I think I have the right one on there. I thought I had messed up my slide, but I didn't. So the Idi Visit would be coded 99283 with a modifier 25, because we're going to put it's a separately identifiable EM. And we can do a whole video about what's considered separately identifiable and what's not. We're going to assume that this is a separately identifiable level 3 EM for the purpose of this scenario. Let's see. So let's do the first thing I would probably code is the dislocated shoulder. All right, so for a closed treatment of shoulder dislocation, that code is 23650, and that code says without anesthesia. I know you're probably thinking, but they gave you Versed. Isn't that anesthesia? No. Yes, it is anesthesia. No, it's not considered anesthesia for the purposes of this code. That's another thing we can actually stop and do a video on one day is these procedures. We can talk about what kind of, about sedation and how you bill it and who can bill it and what procedures it's billed on and how it comes into play with these CPT codes that say with anesthesia and without anesthesia. But this is the code we're going with, 23650. All right, the simple laceration repair of the chin. Dermabond is considered a simple laceration repair. If they use a skin glue, a Dermabond or something like that, that is considered a simple laceration repair. If they say they used a Band-Aid or an adhesive strip or something like that, that is not a repair and you cannot bill that separately. But Dermabond and skin glues, when they're used to treat lacerations, can be billed, but they're billed at the simple laceration level. Now the next code is for the laceration of the arm. The arm is coded 12002. And that's because it's a simple laceration of the arm, but it is a 4 centimeter laceration, and that code reads 2.6 centimeters to 7.5 centimeters, so that's why you would bill it as a 12002. All right, then we get to bill the IV push of the Zofran, and it's an initial IV push, so we're going to bill that 96374, and then we get to bill the Dilaudid, which was pushed a little bit later, and we bill that as 96375 times 1 unit, and 96374 is an initial IV push, so it's the first drug that you push, and 96375 is each sequential new drug that you push. So that's why you get to bill it that way. I guess you're probably going, well, Angie, how about the normal saline? Can you bill for that? They said they started an IV infusion of normal saline, and you cannot. And the reason why you cannot in this scenario is because it says to KVO, or keep the vein open. Also not billable is the IV push for the Versed. And the reason why he can't bill the IV push for the Versed is that is sedation for his dislocation. So he cannot bill for that separately. So this one had a lot going on with it, and it was kind of interesting. And I imagine I'm going to get lots of comments on this one because there are a lot of places to mess up in this particular scenario. There are a lot of ways to go, a lot of places that you could go sideways in this particular scenario. So it's a real good jumping off point for us to discuss this. You know, so you guys, if you disagree with the way I coded it, absolutely send me an email to angiethecoder@gmail.com, or put a comment in the box below, or you can go out to my website, which is angiethecoder.com, and feel free to put a comment in there. I'd love to hear back from you because that's kind of what this channel is about. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, can you please give it a thumbs up? And can you consider subscribing to the channel, because the more subscribers we have and the more views, the better content and the longer content that I can put out there as a YouTube creator. So the subscribers really, really help, and I really appreciate that. You can drop me a line at my email address, which is angiethecoder@gmail.com. If you want to check out our website, it's www.angiethecoder.com. That's where I'm going to be posting things like links that I discuss in the videos. I'll also put those links in the video, in the show notes underneath the video. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at Angie the Coder, or on Facebook, if you want to, we're going to have a Facebook page where you guys can come out and kind of a good place for us to connect out there, and that will be at Angie the Coder online. Thanks so much for watching the videos, and we'll see you next time. Bye.